All right, everyone, welcome back to Central Coast Disc Golf. This is round 2 from the 2023 Mid-America Open. We had a wild day in Columbia, Missouri. I'm your host, Nate Perkins, and I'm here with Connor O'Reilly. Connor, crazy day out there, man. Conditions.
Columbia, Missouri has proven to offer weather every time we've been here. I feel like it's seldom you get through this place without one day of compromised play, and Harmony Bend's floods like no other property we've ever really seen. So it's kind of a tricky one. You got to play it safe.
Yeah, so what is happening here with the second round is holes 1, 2, and 3, as well as hole 18, are being excluded. So this card is teeing off on hole 4 at 7:20 p.m. 7:20 p.m., guys. And the sun is already below the tree line. And here we are.
Sitting around all day kind of waiting. Am I going to play? Am I going to not? And now you start the course on a super technical, touchy shot here on the 4th. It is kind of unfortunate to miss holes 1, 2, and 18, 3 of the hardest holes on the track, and ones that can really be course changers. Redalen, our leader, shot the hot 9 down, round 1. And this looks great. A little high, though. Yeah, catches a late tree, kicks over to the left. Very makeable putt, though, from about 36 feet.
Oh, look how slow that.
We see Gannon throw another beautiful shot here on 4. This time a little more pace and almost rings it up.
I mean, you can't even control the speed much better than that. You really just have to kind of burn it into the ground if you want to park the hole.
Yeah, he just needed maybe another foot less of height on that release. I think his pace was good, like you said. Zach overhand. Oh, Zach is very versed with some kind of crafty overhand shots and sidearm shots, and he really knows how to play these holes out here at Harmony. Local guy.
Yeah, originally looked like it was going to skid on its back and kind of got an unfortunate kick out there to circle 2.
Another local here in Presnell. Both of them at 7 down. Both very versed in Harmony Bends, and we all know how well Andrew can hit a backhand gap.
Yeah, we've got Cole, who's from Oregon, and then we have 3 Midwest boys. Gannon from just up the road in Des Moines has a lot of fans here.
Oh, wow.
And first putt of the evening round is off the pole.
Just barely low. Maybe kind of grabbed on that cage and popped back out. It's been a while since we've seen Zach on the lead card, so I'm sure he's feeling good after that first round, ready to show the world what he can do. Strong bid there off the top.
Yeah, it's a big moment for Zach. I know that he was pretty open with everybody on social media about the struggles he was facing out on the road, and wow. Beautiful putt from Cole. So impressive to start the day off with like a 50-footer.
Yeah, just the simplest, smoothest stroke for Cole. He's really taken some pace off this season, and it seems like his finishes have gotten more consistent. Andrew, big on doing his routine. Capitalizes for birdie. Able to grab the CTP there.
Yeah, Zach received quite a lot of love from the community about his struggles, and it is great to see him on this filmed card.
Yeah, and hole 4 only plays .06 under par, Nate.
Yeah, it's a tricky hole, and definitely weird to start your round on a curveball like that. And here we go, hole 5. Only 572 feet, but this first shot is really demanding. Requires at least 420 to get up the hill into the landing zone. Ideal spot is on that road. And then there are a series of small lanes as you approach this pin. Look at this drone cruising through here. Can't even keep up with all the turns that you have to take.
Yeah, that second shot, if you're approaching on the high right side of the basket, there's kind of a wall of trees that'll meet you around circle's edge that a lot of players kind of just play it into and try to get a little fortunate. Cole, a bit low out of the hand. The line was solid, though. It's going to be tough, though, to crest that hill and get the disc to finish straight as it noses down.
Wow. A little early from Prez and fortunate to climb the hill like that. That's in position.
I think we're seeing a lot more players take that right side this year than in years past. I don't know if a tree got lost that opened it up, but it does feel like there's a lot more airspace on that right side tee shot. This is kind of the more traditional line. You'll see a pull over the top, and Gannon just plays that one beautifully.
That's a Falcor that he's throwing.
Yeah, a little blown out on the lighting. It was hard to tell the stamp, but it looks like the right color for that. Kind of a straighter distance driver for him. It's probably what he want to throw here. 2 players go to the right, 2 players elect to go left, and Johnson going to catch that first tree in the center. Oh, he's over here playing to the right side of hole 4. Ripping a forehand roller. This is a sketchy spot to be.
That will play. He climbed the hill.
There you can see that sun that really creeping down in the sky. These players racing the daylight. And Cole unable to find a way on that flex forehand with his avalanche.
Oh, and that drone is just skating along, man.
Yeah.
That is unfortunate. That hit close to the pin, and
yeah, he played at that wall there, but just didn't catch anything.
No. A tough second hole for ZJ.
Likely gonna have to settle for a bogey, and still some work to do. See if Gannon can feather this turnover just right.
Wow.
What
just scooping. What a beautiful shot. Like that was like over 45 degrees out of his hand.
45 degrees, 45 feet in the air. That was just a beautiful, well-executed shot by Gannon.
You can just, the knowledge that young man has in his head of what his discs are going to do is maybe second to none. I feel like, you know, even for someone so young and inexperienced, like he knows what his discs are going to do.
He truly does. And yeah, he finds a way to focus in the moment and really execute. And he's also just so good at improv. I feel like, you know, he can throw so many different angles. He has his comfort zones, but he really can do it all. Awkward stance for Redalen.
Little 22-footer coming back now.
Little left foot step through for Presnell and not able to connect on that well uphill putt. Birdie bogey start for Redalen. Buhr to tie the lead. You can hear those cicadas going. It is full swing summertime out here. We had a little rain delay, lightning delay, as we mentioned. We had a wind/thunderstorm wave just roll through and smack this place. So
a lot of trees down.
Yeah. And here we are on the 6th. Tight gap off the tee. Kind of gets in your head a little bit, but for most of these players, they're really worried about this next part of the flight. If you got good mechanics, that first part shouldn't really come into play, but right here it pinches down drastically on you. You have to have the disc on probably 45 degrees of hyzer, really pushing it with a lot of speed. The more height you get, you can swing this disc up left and try to climb that hill, but very common to find yourself down to the right of the basket a little bit, putting back up the hill. Looks to be fast driver D1 out of Buhr. You really can't throw anything too fast on this hole. Rarely do you see a disc get long.
Oh, Connor. That was it. And that just hits the tree, and that's a common result there. They just tend to collect down there at, what is that, 50 feet?
Yeah, he caught one of those trees. A lot of times, even the clean shot, you'll see kind of check and then get that slow roll down to the right. Definitely just inside circle 2 for Buhr, and you see the same thing.
No way, back to back.
Oh,
wow.
Luckily, those logs are there to collect the shots, don't they?
I think they're put there with intention.
And I think they should be, honestly. You know, it's punishment enough to get the roll to 55, but do we need them to roll 200 feet down the hill? I don't know. Redalen, wide out of the hand. That's going to be a tricky spot. Par is not guaranteed from there. Johnson looks to be going Firebird here. This looks great. Oh,
this
hole
too
is
sad,
just
Connor.
Rejecting these guys' attempts.
I almost feel like that was the best shot of the group.
Application D9 for Johnson. You are right. Definitely the best shot of the group. That looked pretty textbook. And that's just kind of how it goes on heavily wooded tracks. Like you can play good shots, you can play good lines, but here and there, it's hard to get through a tournament without a tree taking a line that felt really good out of you. Johnson with the step through any bid. He's got a really well-rounded kind of short chip at the basket game. He can throw forehands, backhands.
And Presnell makes the correction, gets it up and into the heart.
A little more legs there, kind of jumped versus the step through, and good adjustment. Tips the leaf right there. That high five, buddy. Give me that birdie. That is a pretty dangerous putt. You make putts like that and don't hit too many trees, that's a recipe for success.
I mean, Gannon is certainly redefining what you have to do from that distance. He's not just putting them up there and praying.
No, he's firing them through the basket. He's not floating it there. And we've seen Cole kind of in seasons past have a similar pace to Gannon, maybe a little bit less. He's really taken a lot off this season. And yeah, there might be times where it hurts him in circle 2, but I think his circle 1's gotten better, and he's such a talented thrower that I think he can always add a little more pace as he goes on, but learning that touch I think is important.
Gannon takes the lead over Presnell as Cole falls back. Nico and Joel making a little charge.
When you're serious about sports, you don't just stand on the sidelines. You make things happen. You plan. You execute. You get hyped. You make the most of every moment. And when you're the Como Sports Commission, you make every single event one to remember. Experience the unexpected with the Como Sports Commission.
At Discraft, we don't wait to see what the future holds. We build it. The future is in your hands.
All right, hole 7, 510 feet. Such a beautiful frame right here. These trees kind of lean into each other, make this little triangle. The higher you are in the gap, the smaller the gap is. You can go fairway. I feel like a lot of people are going distance driver, but it's enough downhill that you can glide something out. What do you think, Connor? 50 feet from the tee to green here.
Yeah, I'd say that's a good number for sure. And fairway definitely plays. It's going to be a little bit harder to keep it to hold the whole way, but I think if you like that hyzer release, especially, the fairway's good. Gannon.
That's about as big as we've seen Gannon miss in a while, Connor.
And that right side can be very punishing. It's going to be hard to get up and down for par from there.
Look at the light just catching that disc on the way out.
This is beautiful. Looks to be scooting up to maybe circle's edge. Yeah.
Beautiful shot from Andrew with Gannon in jail over there on the right side.
Johnson going to the forehand so he can face up the gap. Definitely a great play here if you have the elite power. But you do kind of have to play something on the straighter side, so that one just drifting on him a little bit. Cole, high, flipped. He's playing fairway driver. This should hold nicely.
Slow down.
Wow.
Okay, wow, that's beautiful. Just barely skirting that tree. What a shape, though.
Yeah, pushes the ceiling there and really displays his power going fairway driver, parking a 510-footer.
Yeah, what do you think? Pipeline or bonsai?
Yeah, I want to say that was probably that pipeline.
That's his signature disc this year.
That is his signature disc. Or is there...
Swooped
actually,
it
there's
from
the bonsai,
Shasta.
the 9-speed. That probably was the bonsai, then a little more stable. But I do know the pipeline is his signature. Oh my goodness
Jesus,
gracious. What?
From 120, like, just needed a few more rotations there.
Out of the rafters comes Buhr. Almost catches it.
Yeah, this is the tie lead right here from 38 feet.
Andrew Presnell, 2 in a row from circle 2. And he ties the lead.
Yeah, he's just one short putt off perfect, Connor. Man's been on the grind for quite some time. I think this is his 7th year full-time touring, if I'm not mistaken. He started in 2017. And he's been close at a lot of tournaments.
Definitely made a name for himself. Not a flashy player, just a guy who knows his strengths and sticks to them and believes in his game.
And not to overshadow Cole's beautiful birdie. I feel like the birdie here on the 7th is not too rare, but it's one that you kind of remember when you do card it.
It feels good every time. It makes you feel like a top level thrower of the disc because you kind of have to be to get it, you know. And here we are on 8. This is that iconic ace run hole, straight up the hill, plays drastically up. Creek will be casual, though rollaways do happen quite a bit on this hole. Whether you want to take the straight gap or play kind of the skinny hyzer, we'll see some right-hand, backhand players taking on the right. There are kind of 2 options here. Oh, nice ground action for Presnell. Plays the zone out there and jumps over off the skip. Cole going to be going straight at it most likely with his game.
Ooh, clean release right there.
Yeah, everything you can ask for here. Now Zach has rung this one up in the past. Going with the slower disc this time, the Toro. Seen him throwing Firebirds here in the past.
Yeah, I think that's what he aced with, right? That ricochet.
Yeah.
That was a memorable one.
Buhr going to the forehand, A2. A little bit of pop over, and this looks great. Line was on it. Everybody hanging out in the bullseye.
Yeah, I don't know if Gannon's staying with Prodigy after this year with everything, but if he leaves, the company he goes to, they're going to have to make an A2, aren't they?
100%. He really, that stability, that shape.
Yeah.
He just done. Yeah, I joked with him after KC Wide Open that I'm gonna steal that disc from him, and he was like, he grabbed me with his hands. He's like, I'll have to strangle you if you don't. Oh man, but yeah, he's done.
Is that the same exact disc that he won US with? That's like the same
so.
individual
I think
disc.
he's had the same. Yeah, he's had some of the discs in his
Yeah,
bag
just
for a
that
while.
purple one.
Yeah,
All right, hole 9.
helps to be good, huh?
Yeah. not lose your discs. Yeah. I feel like that's part of it.
Definitely.
That's part of becoming 1,000 rated is, you know where your discs are at all times.
And play with good friends who will help you look.
All right, par 5 here. It's, again, another short one, but very technical. This is probably the par 5 that gets eagled the most, I would say. And to get that eagle, you really have to shape something on that inside line off the tee, bite off a ton of distance.
Yeah, this tee shot's so key to the scoring separation on this hole. If you don't get to the top of that hill, all of a sudden par feels pretty, or I guess it is a par 5. So all of a sudden, birdie's kind of about as good as you can hope for. But if you can't get up on top of that hill, you can really gain an advantage on your card. Just a little bit too much hyzer out of Redalen there.
Yeah, clean hyzer flip from Zach, getting that thing to drift.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Slides through to the back. He's going to be looking down that long tunnel to the basket.
It's getting so dark.
It really is.
They don't have too much time left.
These players were told that at 8:36 p.m. play would be stopping due to diminishing light. So kind of playing against the clock here.
Yeah, I was out there with them, and it didn't seem like they were in too much of a rush. They know that they're not going to finish the whole round, so they're just kind of treating it like normal and not trying to put too much pressure on themselves. And
yeah, it's a good job not letting the conditions kind of affect their play, wanting to get through however many holes.
yeah,
Not great for Cole, but it pushes far enough. He might be able to still score birdie. There is Firebird for Zach. Just needed a little more flex. Finds himself kind of between the tee of 10 and the basket of 9 there.
at this point in the round,
It's gonna be hard to see this.
Scooping A2, this thing's just going to disappear.
Oh.
At this point in the round, though, Connor, there were fireflies that started to light up in the fairways, and then bats started to swoop down and collect the fireflies.
Guys, I think the disc golf is done.
I'm serious. It was a sight, and then the bright moon kind of rose above the tree line, and
Money bags from Redalen.
I love that.
He's been working on his
Talking
forehand
about his
more
shot.
and more, and he's starting to trust it for sure. I'm sure him and Gannon are having fun playing together. They're both good buddies and both youngsters. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like the depth doesn't affect me too much in this kind of lighting on the throws as much as like once you get up to that putting green. I think that's where it kind of starts to like
Absolutely.
have a bit of an effect.
No, it tanks in this light.
Yeah, cool.
And then for you, if you look at the clock, it's 8:35. You're lining up a lie. Are you just gonna call it? Say, hey, I'm not gonna try to beat the horn and be thinking about that. I'm just
I
going.
think so, and I'm not sure what the rules are. If the card can kind of determine themselves if it's just time to stop or they have to go.
It's a gentleman's game.
Yeah, that's a wrap on our front six. We're gonna call it, Connor.
Short and sweet, you guys.
Yeah. Taking a look here, Cole and Gannon tied at the top, as well as Andrew Presnell 4 down on the first 6.
Yeah, not only is the round short and sweet, but the course has kind of gotten short and sweet. We took out some of the teeth with 1, 2, and 18 being gone, so everyone looking to make a race and position themselves for that final round.
Yeah, look at this. So we have 10 people within 4 strokes. Nico LaCastro is tied for the lead, as well as Gannon, Andrew, Cole. We've got a lot of golf. Yeah, we've got a lot of golf left here, Connor. And thanks so much for joining us here on Central Coast Disc Golf. And from Connor O'Reilly, Nate Perkins, we'll see you soon for the back 8, we're going to call it, Connor.